What's up, YouTube? It is your boy JB, and we are here today with the review of Love During Lockup Season 3, Episode 62, you guys. The episode is titled The Secret Stash, you guys. So, before we go ahead and get into this review, if you guys are watching this video or any other on the channel and are not subscribed to the channel, I need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking me on this day and having me foot the bill at the end of it. Do me that favor by liking the video, turning your notifications on, subscribe to the channel, and liking the video, you guys. And with that out the way, without further ado, shall we talk about Love During Lockup, you guys? All right, you guys, so before I actually talk about the review, I finally figured out why WeTV has numbered the show the way that they have. Somebody left it in the comments last week, and Cree confirmed it yesterday when I was watching Keisha's Color Me Pink, her interview with her, right? So they do this so that they don't negotiate contracts. I was like, oh, okay. Y'all, that is really fucked up, WeTV. That's fucked up. Love After Lockup, I'm pretty positive Love After Lockup and probably Growing Up Hip Hop are probably your top rated shows on the network, and y'all don't want to pay y'all talent. Shady bitches. So let's talk about Indy and Harry, you guys. So you guys remember last week's episode, Indy had told her family that she was going to be moving out there to Ohio to be with Harry, right? Girl, that is the dumbest thing you could ever do. And I'm still trying to figure out, why did you need that woman to tell you that you're going to move to Ohio? You already knew you wanted to move to Ohio, but my question is, why? You have no friends, no family out there, so why would you uproot your life and your daughter's life and then move to Ohio? It makes absolutely no sense, right? So her mom went behind her so that they could talk, right? And her mom just tells her basically, girl, you're moving too fast. Now, Indy, however, feels that her mom did too much. I'm like, no, your mama didn't do too much. Your mama did what needed to be done. Like, shake some sense into your dumb ass. So then her mama says, girl, I'm just trying to protect you and your daughter, which absolutely, do what you got to do to protect your people, right? So her mama asked her, have you given him any money? And she was like, she hemmed and hawed, but she eventually said yes. Then her mom said, how much have you given him? She said, probably hundreds of dollars. She's like, hundreds of dollars? Why? And I had the same question. You got two kids. Yes, one of your daughters lived with her father, but girl, why are you taking money from your kids and giving it to this man? That's just dumb. And then she told us she's dipped into her savings account to give him money. Absolutely not. That is the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life, right? So her mama tells her, well, guess what? I'm gonna be doing some of my PR work and I'm gonna look into him, right? So then we see a scene where she's talking to him on the phone. She says, what are you doing? He's in jail, so there's not much she can do. He's on the phone with you. The fuck? Y'all acting like he at home in the bed. He's on the payphone. So she tells him that, after talking to her mom, she's really nervous and that her mother has gotten into her head. Well, that's a good thing, though. If your mom has gotten into your head, that's a good thing, because that's making you think that you are making a very irrational, impulsive decision. Why? Again, I'm asking the question, why would you uproot your life and your daughter's life and move to Ohio? You don't have any support in Ohio. Yes, you're in love with Harry, but what if you get to Ohio? What if when Harry gets out, you and Harry get into this big ass argument? Harry tells you, get the fuck, what if you and Harry get into this big ass fucking argument? And well, shit. I was about to say he tells you to get out, but he ain't gonna have no place. Then he ain't gonna have no job. So on top of that, that just complicated things and made things even worse. So when Harry gets out of jail, y'all gonna be probably living together, and you're gonna be taking care of this man until he gets a job. No. Think about you and your daughter. Like, child, I don't know what the fuck is going through her head, but it ain't good thoughts. So then, he tells her basically, and I'm like, Harry, that was stupid what you said. He tells her, go off of what she's feeling and not what she's thinking. I was like, huh? Go off of what you're feeling and not what you're thinking. And Indy was like, oh, I'm like, Indy, listen to what he just said. Your feelings versus what you're thinking. Okay. So then her mama starts looking into Harry, right? So they found out what he's in jail for, right? But then they found that he kidnapped someone. I was like, kidnapping? That would be a hell no for me. That would be an absolute hell no. But I don't think that would even bother or stop Indy at all. But we're gonna move on, you guys. Haley and Dalton. Haley and Dalton. Haley is an interesting person. I'm just gonna say that. So Haley is dropping her son off with his father, Jared, right? So we find out that Haley and Jared, they were engaged. I think she said they were together for 3 years and they were engaged. But then he cheated on her with her best friend of 10 years. Girl, I would never claim that woman as my best friend. Because if you could sleep with my fiance and the father of my child, you were never my friend to begin with. And then the fact that they slept together in the house that y'all share, girl, that is not your friend. No. So then we find out that Jared is not that fond of Dalton. And I actually get where Jared's coming from, right? He doesn't want his son's memories to be of, him at a jail cell, at a jail talking to this guy. He doesn't want this guy to have any say in his son's life. I get that, right? I'm in agreement with Jared. It just feels like we're going to talk about Haley a little bit. We're going to talk about Haley, right? So Haley is going to be having this cyber date with not Jared, but with Dalton, right? This cyber date, so stupid. Gotta be real. That steak she made, I'm like, girl, how did you cook that steak? She cooked the steak on the stove. I'm like, so you don't have an oven that you can put the steak in the oven? I'm like, was that steak even cooked? Because it looked a little hard. I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. That steak looked a little tough and rough. So she's on the phone and she's describing the taste of the steak to Dalton. I was like, what does he get out of that? Because that made no sense to me, right? So then she's telling him that she looked at this house that is $30,000, right? And that she wants to put a down payment on it. But it's a 2-bedroom house, so there's going to be enough room for him and her to have their own room, and then her son. But she wants to have another baby. The one thing I want to say about these inmates this season so far, especially the two that have money, the inmates and or whoever, anybody that has the money with this cast right here, they're frivolous with their money. Y'all spending money out the asshole as if like y'all spending $60,000, $30,000, $40,000 on shit, right? Unless you are replacing that money as quickly as you're spending it, that money is going to run out very soon. I just want y'all to know that. Now, it is very smart for you to go and get a house for you and your son. Not really Dalton, but for you and your son. It's smart to get yourselves a house, but y'all are spending money as if you can make that money right back tomorrow. So then she also tells Dalton that she found his dad on Facebook and she wants to go meet him. He's telling her that's not a good idea. And then when he said that's not a good idea, I was like, so him and his father must be estranged. And then I was thinking to myself, so she feels like she can be, a mediator, so to speak, with this relationship. That, ma'am, do him and his father a favor. If he wants to have a relationship with his father, he will have one with his father. What you need to do is butt your ass out of this. This ain't got nothing to do with you. Mind your business. That's the biggest thing that I can say to her is mind your motherfucking business. If Dalton wants to have a relationship with his father, Dalton will have a relationship with his father. But that has absolutely Not a damn thing to do with you. But we're gonna move forward, you guys. So we were introduced to a new cast member, right? Santiba and Tausi. Santiba, girl, you got divorced, right? And now you in this relationship with Tausi, and you ain't met him at all. How does work? How does that work out for you, right? She's talking about she was watching something on TV, and this woman met a man, and she was wondering how she met him, and then she then went and met Tausi. Okay. I, I, mm, mm, I really got. Yeah, I got nothing to say for Santiba. I just think that Santiba is a little naive, a little on the dumb side. Cause you've been dating this man for 9 months. You sent him a couple of $1,000s over the last 9 months. Absolutely not a chance in hell. You haven't met him. Santiba is eccentric. I will say that. That's the nicest thing I can say about her. She was telling us about, the fact that she's lost weight. She was bigger after she got her divorce, right? It is what it is. Santiba is just very delusional. Delusional. I be hot damn if I'm gonna send anybody $1,000 over a couple of months that I have yet to meet. Damn. First of all, what are they buying in prison that's over thousands of dollars? Jesus Christ. Santiba. Her hair was ugly. That's the one thing I want to say. Santiba's hair was just throwing me off, you guys. But we're going to move on, you guys. Ty and Hottie. So we found out a little bit more about Ty. So Ty is a mortician, right? And the reason that she got into being a mortician is because her mother was diagnosed as a schizophrenic, right? And she said her mother was afraid of a lot of things, and one of the things that her mother was afraid of was dying. So I was like, that's interesting. It's interesting how she got into being a mortician because her mother was afraid of death. So she chased death basically. I give kudos to people who are morticians because there's just no way I could be a mortician. There's just no way I could deal with a dead body. I could not embalm a dead body. I couldn't do nothing with a dead body. I'm like, ooh, keep it away from me. Ooh, because I just shudder. Because if you guys know me, you guys know that I love horror movies, and Halloween is one of my favorite ones. And Halloween Resurrection, when they burnt Michael Myers to a crisp, right? And Michael was in the morgue, and that man pulled that body bag back, and he had that scalpel in his hand, and Michael's eyes opened. That's what freaks me out about, morticians. I'm like, anybody who works in a morgue or works with the unliving, I just be like, ooh, my hat is off to you, because there's just no way. Because I know you not coming back, but I would just be sitting there looking at this person like, I really hope you don't move. Ugh. And then when you think about it, they gotta clean up. Well, I know if the person expires in a hospital, they'll clean them up. But, and see, that's another thing. I'm not gonna clean. Oh God, I couldn't clean up that because when you pass away, your bodily fluids go with you. Literally, they come out. I couldn't clean that up. So her phone is ringing while she's with I didn't even get the man's name right, but her phone kept ringing. She thinking it's Boston, right? But she goes and takes a little break, and it's not Boston. It's Hottie calling her, and she's like, Boston keeps calling me. She's calling me 15 times back to back, and Hottie is telling her she's nobody. She's crazy. I'm like, Hottie, I don't believe you at all. I think you full of shit, Hottie. I think Hottie is playing a game. So you guys, we're gonna move on and talk about Max and Tara, you guys. So Max Max. Max gives a vibe. I don't know if he's giving a vibe of metrosexual or a gay vibe, but he's giving a vibe, and I just don't know which vibe it is, you guys, but he is definitely giving a vibe. So, Max, he got a roommate by the name of Alessia. I was just like, so does Tara know about Alessia? Because Max and Alessia do OnlyFans with each other, right? And they have threesomes with her friends. I was like, oh. And they sleep in the same bed with each other. I was just like, what the is going on here, right? So Alessia asked Max, has Tara asked him for money? He says, no, he don't think that she would. A lot of, I don't think that she will eventually ask you for some money, right? Also, Max and Alessia, they haven't really put up any content. When he said they haven't put up any content lately, I was like, oh, so y'all got a YouTube channel? And he said, oh no, we got an OnlyFans. I was like, oh, okay. So y'all sleep together, literally and figuratively. Child, it's a mess. It's a mess. It's a mess. But we're gonna wrap up the episode, you guys, with Gabby. Gabby was rude as fuck. That's all I gotta say about Gabby. Rude as the fuck, right? To her mama and to the lawyer. So Gabby went over to her mama's house because she wanted to go wedding dress shopping, right? But Gabby was in a bad mood, so she go over to her mama's house. Her mom says, "I'm not going with you wedding dress shopping." She says, "Why?" She said, "Because this is a waste of my time and your time." So Gabby says, "You know what, mama? Fuck you. I'm leaving. Don't fucking call me." I was like, damn, the way she was cussing at her mama, I was cringing and clutching my pearls at the same time. Like, oh, I can never, ever, ever cuss my mama out. Geraldine is her name. I can never cuss Geraldine out. So then Gabby tells her mama the reason why she's in a bad mood is because Chris is in the shoe. Girl, what the fuck they got to do with you? Chris is in the shoe. I know that means that you can't talk to Chris, but Chris must have done something to get him put in the shoe. So why are you upset? But it is what it is, right? So then we see her, she's out wedding dress shopping with her friends, right? Now, I will say one thing though, those wedding dresses were nice, but they were expensive as fuck, $30,000. And one of her friends was like, well, who the fuck is paying for this? She says, well, Chris is. And they were like, how? She said, from his settlement. See, here we go again, like I was just talking about with Haley. Is that what the girl's name is? Y'all know the girl with the Cruella de Vil hair. Y'all paying for shit. Y'all buying excess of things, right? See, just because you get a lump sum of money, here's the thing to know with a lump sum of money, that's it. You're not getting anything else from it. So you go and you buy things that one either depreciate in value and not appreciate. So then once all that money is gone, all you got are these things that you can't do shit with, that don't have any value, has no monetary value. So you can't say, I can sell this, I can pawn this, I can do that. So y'all spending $30,000. Now the fact, she said he got $150,000, right? But he's giving her $60,000. I'm like, girl, please do the math. He's in prison, so please do the math. Like, you do realize he does. So he had $150,000. He's giving you $60,000. You do know that that's taken away from that $150,000, right? Like, you do know that, right? Like $150,000, but he's giving you $60,000. Like, you don't have the money. Like, you guys are losing money, and you're not replacing the money. Like, you're not replacing that money. Like, you're not replacing that money. So you guys are consistently losing money. Like, you do realize that. And then here's the thing. You don't know what he's bought, right? So he had $150,000. He's giving you $60,000. So that left him with $90,000, right? And then You're looking at this wedding dress, which is $30,000. So that'll leave him with $60,000. And I think another one was 20,000. So take another, like, you're $40,000. You do, that's what people make in a year. You do realize that that money is going to dwindle and dwindle the more that you spend on the excess. So then she calls the lawyer to get the authorization for the money for these two dresses, right? The lawyers, well, actually, she wanted the money. The lawyer said he needed authorization from Chris, and she flipped out on him. I'm like, girl, it's not like you asking for $100 or even $1,000. You're asking for what, $20,000? Yes. He needs authorization. His client could say, like let's just say you and Chris get into it and you break up. Chris could say, I didn't authorize him giving her that money. So that could be a whole legal issue right there. I'm just sitting thinking to myself, like, girl, are you dumb or are you dumb? But that's it, you guys. Let me know what you guys thought about the episode. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel, turn your notifications on, you guys. And until the next time, stay safe, take care of yourselves. Remember, wash your hands, wear a mask, socially distance, you guys. Be blessed. And I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.